What's good? Another episode of Yahmsayin. It's your boy, Michael Turner. Just checking in. I actually have a special guest for you guys this episode. A buddy of mine, Orion Levine. I think we try to figure out if it's Levine or Levine. But we talked, chopped it up. A good buddy of mine, also a super funny comic. So you guys should check him out, support him in any way you can. He's got a special on Don't Tell Comedy as well. So you guys can check him there if you guys want to see kind of what his stand-up is like beforehand. So we'll do that. And then also just wanted to tap in with you guys before. Orion's not a big sports guy. Also, I don't want to bombard him with my opinion on the Bengals. But I did want to tap in with you guys. It was a good week. And for some reason, the Bengals just keep winning. The Bengals played the Vikings last week. And if for some reason you didn't see it and you're not a Bengals fan, you still listen to the podcast, just know that it was one of the craziest games that we've ever played. I would say if we would have beat the Texans earlier this year, that would have been the craziest game that we ever won. But this Vikings game wasn't the craziest, but it's definitely in the top, like, I don't know, 3 to 5 craziest games I've had to watch. Very stressful. There's multiple times I was just emotionally done. The Bengals can sometimes do that to me. I've also seen it before, so like when to identify it. You're like, I'm done with this shit. This is bullshit. And they seemed to do that when they were down 17-3 and Browning threw a pick, and I thought it was over. And they ended up coming all the way back, going to overtime, 27-24. So fucking crazy. It's exciting to watch this backup dude that once Burrow went down, like, I do videos every week about, where I'm at with the Bengals and stuff like that before the games, and I try to talk myself up, try to talk everybody up. But there was a level of me once Burrow went down, I was like, this sucks. Because you just know that you're not going to be able to do the things that you thought you'd be able to do at the beginning of the year because Joe Burrow is just that good. But now it's like, I don't know. Is this Jake Browning, dude? Is this a guy? It seems like this weekend we're also going to be without our defensive tackle, Reader, who's amazing. It looks like maybe Jamar Chase is out. Hopefully not. I don't think it looks like for the year, but he might be out this weekend. But Reader's out for the year, and that is unfortunate because that's the man. I love that dude. But I don't know. They won 3 games in a row, I think. Is that right? Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Minnesota. What? It's crazy. And we're going to Pittsburgh. They got a backup. And I'm going to this game. And I've never been to Pittsburgh in my life. Now I'm going not only for comedy, but also for a Steelers-Bengals game. So I'm going to experience the city in a way that's how you should do it. Just dive right in, So, and if they win this game, they've won 4 in a row and they're 9-6. It's crazy. It's crazy and also wildly infuriating because if they would have just won a couple more games than Burrow was in, whether it be that Texans game or like if they could have locked in against the fucking Titans in Nashville or something like that. So many blown opportunities because they could have been in a better position right now. But it's exciting to be a Bengals fan again. There was a couple weeks where it was like, damn, does this suck again? We lost to Baltimore and we lost Burrow and then we lost to the Steelers and we had Browning looking horrible. Now it's like, yo, this might be the most exciting team to root for. So if you're out there, I know there's a lot of people that listen to this that aren't Bengals fans. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. But if you want to jump on a team, like, this might be the one. It's pretty exciting stuff right now. So dive on in. Also, I made a video last week. You can't really keep jumping on the bandwagon, but like from afar, keep eyes on it. It's exciting. We got a backup quarterback that's doing some crazy fucking shit. He's playing really well, and he's doing it in a level that is not easy. Coming back from like 2 touchdowns to a Vikings defense that hadn't let up a touchdown in like 2 games or something like that. It's crazy shit. So either way, just wanted to tap in with you guys before we get to the conversation with myself and Orion, and just kind of let you know where I'm at mentally with the Bengals and my Who Dey perspective. So going to Pittsburgh this week, we got the last 2 episodes or the last 2 stops for the Road Warrior Tour. I'm going to keep pushing with it, too. We're going to keep things going into 2024. I'll probably continue to call it the Road Warrior Tour for a little bit. This Road Warrior Tour ain't stopping until all these shirts get sold. I'll tell you that right now. So, yeah, if you know anybody in Pittsburgh, tell them to come to the show. It's going to be super fun. Also, I had to, I think I told you guys this last week, but it was the hardest thing ever to coordinate this show. I had people cancel. I had a venue cancel, and then I have another dude tell me that I couldn't do a show because I'm a Bengals fan, and he thought that we were going to bring like fights to his bar in Pittsburgh. It's like, bro, what are we doing here? And so we found I'm partnering with Don't Tell Comedy, who is they produce the best shows in the country anyway, and I'll be headlining that show there. So if you're in Pittsburgh, hit me up, turnercomedy.com, got all the links. And then the next week we're in Kansas City, the final stop of the regular season. Hopefully, fucking Browning versus Mahomes. Who knew it would be a fucking primetime event? Let's fucking go. But yeah, Bengals, baby. We're cooking. And but enjoy this conversation with Orion and myself. Support him. One of my favorite comics to watch here in Los Angeles. Good buddy of mine as well. But appreciate you guys. And enjoy.
Yahmsayin.
You know what I'm saying?
Yahmsayin live.
We're live, dude.
We're live on
We'll
Yahmsayin.
do it live, dude. We're live on Yahmsayin.
Yahmsayin.
Orion Levine?
Levine. But you know,
Levine.
I've been considering going back to Levine. Because
Did you start as Levine?
I did. I was born Levine.
I know some Levines.
Really?
I don't know any Levines.
Are they Jews?
Yeah. I mean, it's not their fault. Don't say it so harshly. They were born into it.
Levine is like the more Jewish pronunciation.
Hold on. Do I call them Levines? Now I'm questioning what their name is.
It's a funny story that you bring up because my
Levine sounds French, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Of the vine.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of why it was changed. But my grandfather, Saul Levine, he changed it to Levine because he was in show business and he wanted to be less Jewy sounding.
Interesting.
Because that was
that's a big thing back then.
It didn't help your
career.
career.
You guys could own the business, but to be in front of the camera,
exactly.
Let's change the name.
But he didn't change the spelling or anything. He just changed the pronunciation to Levine, and then I changed it back to Levine as like a teenager. But now,
you made this decision.
I made the decision.
You've broken apart from your family. The rest
my older brother followed. My younger brother stayed Levine, and my dad is still Levine, and my mom goes back and forth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're fractured.
That is wild.
I think Orion Levine is nice sounding.
I mean, it rhymes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Orion's already a strong name. You could go no last.
It'd be like if you were Michael Tykel.
Yeah, Michael Tykel.
T-Shell.
Just switched it up, dude.
Michael Tykel is sick.
That's a horrible name. I was a hard out on that, dude.
Welcome to stage, Michael Tykel.
Michael Tykel. I'd have to do those. I'd have to do 2 minutes on my name.
Well, would you if you were me, would you go Orion Levine?
I would go. I think I'd just go Orion.
Yeah.
That's a dude. Just O-Dog.
One namer.
Yeah, I think you're one name.
Wow, dude.
Opie did it recently. Our buddy Opie's now just Opie.
Just
I mean, which is like his last name is.
Yeah, that's because white people can't handle.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just like I know it's Odenergy.
Yeah.
That's also super.
Yeah, I've never
it's
tried.
Not that. It's not.
I just know it starts with an O.
Yeah, and there's some G's. It's African.
Yeah, he's got a great name though.
Opie's a good one. Orion's a good one though.
I got blessed with a good name.
I remember the first time I met you, I was like, kind of like, who the fuck does this guy think he is named Orion, dude? Because I thought it was just Ryan, and then I think you corrected me or somebody corrected me. It's like Orion. I was okay. Chill with that energy.
What's the story of our meeting?
I think it was at the store.
Yeah, it had to have been at the store.
My recollection is you had just moved there.
Yeah.
To LA.
We bonded quick, though.
No, not that first time. I was like, fuck this dude.
Like
Orion.
Meanwhile, I was like, Michael Tykel. I've heard so much.
Oh, my God. You're my guy.
My guy, Michael Tykel.
Oh, my God. I think it was a very brief Comedy Store interaction.
Sounds about right.
And then, but like then we met again. I think we had like, we probably did a comedy hang. It was like after, like a post show, like let's go do something. I feel like we might have had one of those.
Probably just like the Don't Tell universe.
Yes,
we're both characters in the Don't Tell universe.
Yes, big, huge focal points. I'm actually Jonathan Majors in.
Oh my God.
So I just got canceled.
Dude,
actually,
can you break down the Jonathan Majors beat? Like, what's going on?
No, I just know that. All I know is
he. Who is he?
He's one of the. I thought he was going to be the future of like actors in the next like 10 years. I thought I would like.
So he's an actor.
Are you a movie guy?
I'm not really an anything guy.
That's amazing response.
I'm a Michael Tykel guy.
My big Michael Tykel guy. That's about it.
Unless the reference is direct.
You don't have any. Yeah, that is true. Your comedy has zero references.
It's true. Well,
I'm a big reference
There's
boy.
a reason why.
Why?
Because I didn't grow up in this country. Not a
That's
lot of people
true.
know that.
Yeah.
But I grew up overseas, and I didn't have any like U.S. cable.
Yeah.
I didn't watch wrestling.
Right.
That's the thing everyone knows about that I don't is like wrestling names. You know.
That's huge.
And
Yeah. I
but-
was raised by the Attitude Era.
Right,
That
exactly.
means nothing to you.
It means nothing, and everything else follows. You know, like I didn't like movies. Didn't make. I'm sure it's different now, but like movies would take months to make it to like other countries. Like
Yeah.
when I was a kid, so I wouldn't watch all the stuff that everyone has like all these references.
Why?
and all that
Just
stuff.
because it got there late, you just wouldn't enjoy Jurassic Park?
I
What's
guess
going on?
I would hit the big ones for sure.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't like in the culture the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just was different cultural stuff.
No, that is wild. Jonathan Majors is a good actor. Probably still is.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he started dating a white woman that drove him crazy, and she ended up they had a physical altercation that I
Okay.
believe he was just found guilty of definitely doing.
It was like assault and stuff.
Yeah, but they were doing some last minute Hail Marys, and somebody released a video of him running away from this white woman.
Oh wow!
And that was a fun video
Yeah.
because you're like, this is kind of crazy.
I feel like so often it's a two-way street of like.
Let's break it down, but yeah, yeah, I'm sure it's like that Bill Burr joke. Like it's like Chris Brown didn't just hit Rihanna. I think she said some things leading up to it. I think there was some stuff.
Yeah, that doesn't make it into the headlines.
No, the end result always does. But no, I was so big on Jonathan. I'm a big movie guy, and so like I saw like he was in a movie Creed 3.
Okay.
He was in a couple other things, and I walked out of Creed 3 like, dude, this guy's the future star of
interesting.
movies. Like I thought he was amazing. He's a good actor in almost everything he's done leading up to that. And then like a month later, he's like out of everything and canceled.
So
but
this happened recently.
This is like
Creed
the
3
last.
and this.
This is like the last like 9 months of his life,
Mm.
and I think he got actually found guilty.
Mm.
So do you feel like not knowing pop culture is a detriment to you though?
No. Sometimes I feel left out of conversations and like I don't have much to offer in the sense, and I feel like an idiot all the time because people are like, "You don't know Creed 3?" or like, what, you know?
Honestly, dude, really good movie.
But like, so that part, yes, and sometimes I feel like if I had consumed more stuff, I'd have more of like a knowledge of like these things, and like it would influence me artistically more. So like that part, maybe it's kind of a bummer, but for the most part, I don't really care.
I think it actually. I know when I see you on stage and just talk to you, you're always very. I would say the word would be unique, I guess, in a way that is good.
Okay, nice.
In stand up.
Yeah, that's the benefit too.
Yeah, I think there's a benefit at least in stand up. Social circles though, oof, you are tough, big
It's a
guy.
problem. Dude.
Hey.
Big problem.
Wow, talking to a wall over here.
Yeah, I do genuinely. I mean, before we started the show, I had said like, if you talk about sports, I won't know what to say. Like, I do genuinely wish I had that knowledge of those things so that I could like bond with like men more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I find that I have a harder time making friends with men than I do with women because like men kind of rely on these like unifying things like
Yes.
sports, movies, music,
For sure.
and then women more kind of get unite over like feelings and like just more like inward stuff.
You're a big feeling guy?
I'm a huge feelings guy.
Really? I
Yeah.
did not know that about you.
But like I'm like a good listener, and like I think that's why I kind of like connect more with women on like a friendship level than I
Okay.
do with men. But you and I, you know, we've bonded over other things. We've bonded over hair.
Hair. Yeah, I remember. I was like, dude, you got great lechuga, dude. Head lettuce, dude.
You sat me down early on. I was like, listen, we got to talk hair.
Dude, I'm a big hair guy. I also do. Mine's shorter than it usually is, but the flow is usually going pretty good. And I think we're talking about hair regimen
Yeah.
and how often we
days.
wash.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's only recent that I realized that you shouldn't wash often. Like
Yeah.
when I say recent, like the last 4
Every
or 5
man
years.
realizes that as they, you know, like if you have good hair.
I was
then that's the thing.
conditioning like every day. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, don't
too
do
much.
that.
Lay
Let these
off.
oils just breathe,
Lay
dog.
off. I recently, a friend of mine is growing his hair out, and I've recently told him, about the two, because when your hair gets long, you have to like wash it twice in the shower. I don't know if you know about that.
Oh, yes.
You got to go double
Like my
wash.
girl does things like that, yeah.
I've learned that recently.
Oh, really? So how long was long for you? Also, you've had it shorter than this?
I've had it all lengths. I used to buzz it, and I've had it past my shoulders.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping it right here, right for now, I think.
Yeah.
I look too much like a basic white man if it's short. You know, there's nothing.
Yeah.
You got to have...
long is a little like, you look like you're kind of maybe a bad bass player in a tough band.
Yeah, that's its own image, too.
Yeah.
But
this is like you might have acoustic guitar skills, but you might not.
I do, though.
Sure. Okay. See, that's all right. This is what I'm just reading the hair here.
You truly do.
You have so acoustic.
Yeah.
Also,
acoustic.
have you done electric? Well, I guess that's the same thing. Once you can play one.
It's not though. It's actually hard to like make an electric guitar sound good if you don't play that exclusively.
Okay.
Or like play it a lot.
Okay. There's a style or an approach.
Yeah, you
to
just.
it.
I mean, it's a lot louder of an instrument, so you can't like bang on it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have to go kind of like delicate.
I got a roommate that rips.
Chappelle?
Yeah.
He plays guitar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he's like is in like a. I don't even know how to describe the band he's in. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I did
The
know
thing
he
is,
was in a
I
band.
would say I'm just naive to that musical genre, and I'm like, that sounds like metal. But
Yeah.
he'd be like, dude, it's like actually post-punk.
Yeah.
Or
Of
like,
course,
I'm just
of
like,
course.
okay, that's metal.
He's way more tapped into that.
Dude, sometimes I gotta
subculture.
knock on his door and be like, you okay, bud?
Is
He
it like
sounds pretty angry in there.
because he's playing his own music?
Yeah, or playing like Slipknot
Oh,
in
I
the
see.
shower.
Yeah.
He's like just playing.
But he's
He'll go like Slipknot, and then the next song will be like Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, but he's just decompressing.
He's just,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. I'm concerned sometimes.
Yeah. See, with my roommates, because I live with these ladies, and I'll
Oh, you
knock on
do
the
live
door.
with females?
I'll be like, "You're crying your eyes out. Are you okay?"
Yeah. This is very clearly an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I live with two ladies. We got a new one coming in. She's over 6 feet tall.
What?
Yeah,
That's actually
I got a big girl coming in.
got a big broad coming in town. We're shipping them in from overseas now. What's going on?
She's a basketball player.
That's wild. Do you know her? Have you met her yet?
No, unfortunately, we had like 3 weeks notice to like get a new roommate, and I tried to get a comic in there, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Tried to get my cousin in there, didn't work out timing wise, so we had to go. I think
We had to go with a 6-foot broad.
but she's cool.
I'm sure, yeah.
The best part is, this is the best thing you can hear from a prospective roommate, is most of the time I'm at my boyfriend's house.
Oh, that's great.
Huge.
That
That's
is
huge.
large.
Yeah.
And as long as those checks clear, we're good.
As long as those checks clear, she's got a job. She's got a little dog, which is probably a negative, but it's fine.
Yeah, because the dog, you're just going to be raising a dog. And
Yeah,
she's
you
gonna be
just
at the
don't know,
boyfriend's.
and you don't know what dog you're getting, you know?
Yeah,
You
that's
know-
true.
You know you're getting a big broad.
Yeah. I know what big broads bring to the table.
Yeah. I'm familiar with big
Yeah,
broads.
she's
but-
changing a lot of batteries
Yeah.
in the fire
Yes,
thing.
exactly. It's funny because I'm not the. I live with these ladies, but I'm not the man of the house. You
Yeah,
know?
well, you have a 6-foot woman in there. She's clearly the man of the house.
Exactly, dude. If something's broken, I just leave it.
Yeah.
It gets fixed.
For sure. It's
Yeah.
going to get figured out.
Gets fixed.
One of them's dating a guy.
Yeah. I clean. I cook. You
Yeah,
fix.
I love it.
No, I don't do any of those other things either. I'm probably the worst roommate in my house, which is hard.
If you were ranking on a hard ranking.
Yeah. Because I don't know about you, but I've had so many roommates over the years, and a lot of times it's very clear they're the bad roommate.
Yeah.
And then you go a year, you're like, this living situation's pretty
It's
good,
like, oh,
actually.
it's
Then you're the bad roommate.
man in the mirror.
100%.
Yeah, I've only lived. Yeah, first of all, I lived with my brother for so long. We were just two
Oh,
bad
really?
roommates.
Oh, yeah. But was it like there was like synchronicity there?
Yeah, exactly. We were like, all right, we're both good with this
Wait, what's
shitty
your
situation.
So who's your brother?
He's an older gentleman.
Okay.
He's like 2 years older than me. John Turner.
Okay,
He's a good
nice.
guy.
Nice.
One of the
John
best.
and Michael, you guys got some Mormon ass names.
Or biblical, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And
Were
then-
you raised religious?
Oh yeah, Roman
Wow,
Catholic.
really?
Or no, I'm sorry, Irish Catholic. not
Okay,
Roman.
okay. That's a funny thing to mix up.
Yeah, I know. That's actually Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
Lying.
I'm a Moroccan Jew. Oh, no, wait.
Oh my god. Irish Catholic, but like my mom was raised like super like in the Catholic school, all that type of shit, church every weekend, all that stuff. But then by the time we got to it, like Catholicism by the 80s and 90s, it was like, what are we really doing?
Yeah.
We definitely went to church not every Sunday, but a lot of Sundays. And then I did like the school, Catholic school and shit like
Right.
that. And I got confirmed and shit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And of all the Christianities, Catholicism does seem the easiest to pull out from.
Oh,
you
yes.
know?
Well,
Like-
I think most people do, because you're just like, you know what it does? Christianity makes you feel warm inside, and it makes you feel like the songs are very like, you kind of just like the music sometimes.
Right.
Catholicism's like really blunt force trauma.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just hitting you with this shit. It's fire and brimstone when it threatens hell and shit like that. And also doesn't have a great stigma on
No.
the workers there.
Yes.
Be tough.
The staff. The
some
staff
some
have been
leadership
acting out. Yeah,
issues.
the reviews are in.
Yeah, they're out.
Yeah.
And so once you're 18, I felt like it was like a thing to teach you to be disciplined almost more than anything, which is kind of like what school is anyway. But like
Yes.
Catholicism was like, yo, this is the core of what is going on. We're fucking beating it into you. And
Yeah.
then once you turn 18, you're like, that was weird.
There's a real regiment with Catholicism because there's the
Yeah.
schools. Like there's not a lot of other like Christian schools that aren't Catholic.
No, I think they are called Catholic schools for the most part. And Cincinnati is big Irish Catholic stuff. I don't know if it's Irish Catholic, but a lot of Catholic schools in Cincinnati. I have a whole chunk on Catholicism, and it crushes in certain cities.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'cause
And
they're
then
used to
certain,
it.
dude, I just did it in Wilson, North Carolina.
Is that big Catholic?
They did not like it
Oh,
at all.
Really?
No, I think they
probably
like
don't like Catholics.
No,
Yeah.
I think they were they are God-fearing people.
Yeah.
They were like,
But
what?
just not in not that flavor.
Yeah, they didn't like
Interesting.
any of my religious jokes at
Yeah.
all.
Oh, that's so funny.
I also thought it was a small enough town where they all probably go to the same church, where they didn't want to laugh at these things because they're going to see
Right.
each other Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking in the back
yeah.
end.
That's why comedy is a trip in small towns, because you're
Dude.
like, you'll be doing like crowd work or like something. You're like, oh, what do you do? He's like, oh, like I build houses, and someone's like, yeah, he built my house. You know,
Yes,
like
100
they all know each other.
100%. Dude, I was like 20 minutes into the set, and I was like, so what's going on? Like, do you guys all
Yeah.
know each other? And they were all like, yes. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
of course.
It can equal like a great like that can be really good for comedy because you can make fun of somebody and strike a nerve for everybody. Or you
Yes.
can be like, no, we don't talk about that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I there was these two guys that were there, and I asked them what their situation was, and they said they live together, but they both live with their wives, so it's like
Yeah.
a 4-unit whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a weird interaction. I had some fun with them, and there was laughs, but the laughs felt weird. And afterwards, you see them, because the disadvantage we have is the lighting, so you can't really
Right.
see people, but you can.
Oh, yeah.
Once the lighting came off, I was like, oh, these are two gay men
Oh.
that are here that are probably that everybody in town knows.
They're the
is
gay men.
Yes.
Yeah.
That everybody in Wilson, North Carolina
Yeah.
knows are the two gay men that
Yeah.
live with their wives.
Yes. Oh,
and
interesting.
like, yeah. And
Wait, so you're assuming they're gay for each other, but they
they live with two women.
wow. But
Yes.
separately.
I'm sure they're not having a lot of sex.
Yeah.
With these women.
Wow. Do you think they're fucking each other?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I hope. I don't
interesting.
know. I don't think there's a lot of like
Yeah.
other men in there.
God.
Their energy was very like, this is an old gay couple.
Yeah.
That like old gay couples are very interesting to me too, because you know that they lived for 40, like it just got okay
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
now they lied so long that they're gonna keep.
Right. It's so
Kinda-
ingrained in them.
But literally everybody in town knows.
Yeah. It's an open secret.
That. Yeah, it
They're
was
the
a weird.
heart.
So that was a weird crowd. I forget what I was saying to them, but I was just like, I didn't call them gay. Sometimes I do that. You know that about me.
Oh yeah. I've
Uh,
been doing that a lot recently.
Yeah, it's fun. No, it was an interesting. Those realizations in small towns are interesting. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, let me ask you this: did you believe in God as a youngster?
Yeah, I don't know. I know.
Isn't that funny how you don't know?
Yeah,
It's like you don't question it when you're a kid.
I don't know that I ever was like God fearing.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah, I always was like, he's up there. But
Here's what I do remember. I definitely remember being very young and having a profound thought that there was something more going on within us.
How old?
I probably was like, I don't know, maybe 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, and like really knowing that this isn't all that it's like you're just a body. Like
Yeah.
there's something else going on, whether it be a soul or something like that, which is also so. I think that's so sad that was the most profound that I ever felt that, and now I'm like 37, and I wish I felt like
Yeah.
that level of. I don't know if it's spirituality or like.
Right. Well, there's also like comfort in that because you don't feel as alone or like
Yeah.
like answerless. You know what I mean?
or like the finiteness of life. You feel like it could be infinite because you're like,
yeah.
I know that there was something going on before with whatever is going on in me, and it'll continue to live on after this body does.
Yeah.
I've been diving super deep on like some recent like alien shit too, and I'm like, oh, that makes a lot more sense.
What's the status on aliens?
Like I just read one that the aliens that we think are visiting are actually not from like outer space, but they're like actually just people that understand that time doesn't exist, and they come and go how they
So
like.
time travelers.
And I think that sometimes I feel like that explains to me like ghosts and shit like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like spirits and shit that they're just coming and going. And
and
there's like another dimension, which is we are human beings and we understand time. Time is a thing that we've honestly kind of thought of and created.
Right.
And then there are beings that understand that time is not really a thing that we need to operate within. And the ghosts and shit like that are us kind of maybe even just getting into that other dimension.
Interesting. So, yeah, because we have this linear view, but, like, if it's not linear, like, what are we missing that allows you to access it as, like, a circle?
Yeah.
You know? Is it technology?
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. No, I think it's a deeper understanding of ourselves. It's like a within thing. That's why when you do drugs.
Dude, I love mushrooms.
Yeah, you look like a mushroom guy.
I love mushrooms.
I feel that within you. Get it like a bunch of like I don't know if you've ever had one of those trips where you're like, yo,
yeah,
we're all connected. Dog.
Totally. Yeah. Well, I like mushrooms is great, and just psychedelics in general. They like I'm able to really. I think everybody. This isn't by any means a unique thing, but you're able to look at yourself from outside, you know what I mean? And
yes.
It's like the things you need to fix and work on are so much clearer to me. And like the main one is like cigarettes. Like I quit cigarettes because of psychedelics.
Oh wow.
Because I would like get high and then I could feel them in my lungs and I'd be like, "This is what you want."
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you're gonna die, dude. Like,
I mean, the easiest way to quit cigarettes is really thinking about how people age, and nobody in their like 20s and 30s is like, "Yo, I think I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes."
Right. No,
It's
totally.
like, no.
And you see somebody who smoked cigarettes like their whole lives, you're like, "Oh, that's where I'm headed."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Were you? I feel like you were a dip guy.
No, I didn't.
Dude.
Cincy, yeah. There's a bunch of my homies that dipped. I dodged it. I was doing Black and Milds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could see.
Yeah.
That's the most on-brand thing you've ever said, dude.
And I was doing Black and Milds for a while, but it wasn't like regular. I wasn't like smoking like one a day or something. It was just like everybody's kicking it. I honestly remember smoking Black and Milds because so many of my homies would go smoke cigarettes. So I was like, I'm gonna just puff on this just to kind of not miss the conversation.
Totally.
And then just kind of hang.
Now slowly cigars are trying to weasel their way into my rotation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm trying to cut it out.
Imagine going from cigarettes. It's like I quit cigarettes.
Yeah, I know. It's not a good look.
Tripled up to cigars.
Yeah, anything but vapes, honestly. But I think my rule is cigars, like maybe 2 a year to celebrate big things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's
like,
good.
Yeah.
Anything in moderation, I feel like is fine.
And then mushrooms and psychedelics, I think is also 2 a year kind of thing.
Yeah,
every
I usually
6 months.
I think every 6 months. I always feel like mushrooms are like a reset button.
Totally. And what's so nice about mushrooms is you do them and it's amazing. It can be incredible and euphoric. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, I don't need to do that for a while. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I wish every drug was like that. You know?
Yes.
I wish weed was like that.
Yeah, I think weed sometimes is very addictive in a weird way.
Well, yeah, the tolerance thing is crazy, and like because you don't smoke weed for 6 months, and you smoke weed, you take one hit, and you're done. But if you're smoking weed every day, it's like you can't get enough. And that's the problem. For me.
I quit. It's funny. There was probably like a 15-year stretch where I remember just having the realization where I was like, I've probably smoked weed once a day for. At one point, it was like 15 years or something. It was like, I should quit.
Yeah.
Or I didn't even think I should quit. I was just like, I should just slow down.
Looking back and realizing most of your days have been spent smoking weed. It's bad.
At some point I was high, whether it be like at the end of the night or whatever like that. And now I just very rarely do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to accept that it's like that, it's been a big part of my life for a long time, and I can't just like easily just put it down and walk away. Like I'm just like I'm addicted to it. And but like weed can genuinely be such a creative tool. And
Yeah.
just accessing it as a tool is really, such a fine line between like abusing it and like accessing it as a tool. Because like I can write great jokes or like great music when I'm high, and like, but not if I'm doing it all the time.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, Carlin used to say he used to get
right sober, punch up high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But it also is like really what works for you, and like what is your
Totally.
like. That's the biggest thing I think when I'm talking to young comics. It's like figure out the best way you can create.
Yeah.
And then really lean into that,
Yeah.
and also be open to the fact that whatever you figured out might not be the best. There could be something even different.
Yeah, that
or
your
better.
routine can change. And shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm at a point where I need my routine to change. I feel like I got to this point doing. It's funny, LA has completely changed how I create, because in Phoenix I could get up on stage so often.
I know.
And I could like just write on. I used to
Yeah.
be like a dude that would just write on stage. Like I would have an idea on a Monday.
Yeah.
And by the weekend I was like, oh, that's probably 5. But that could be like a 10-minute chunk. But like
Totally.
right now it's this.
Yeah, you'll have an idea on a Monday, and by Friday you have
It's
a
like-
joke. You know?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
like this is a
Here,
thing.
that's no.
Oh my
option.
God.
It
So
sucks.
I really have had to. I was thinking about that a lot this last year, where I'm like, I've definitely loosened up my set a lot more, because I felt like that was a way that I created in the past, is like being loose on stage and
Mhm.
creating on stage and stuff like
You
that.
are incredibly loose on stage. It's cool.
And I appreciate. Yeah, I think that's a compliment too, right? Yeah.
No, it is. I
Like,
mean, you can definitely be too. Not you particularly, but like there is such a thing as too loose.
100%.
And
I noticed that, and I'm always like, don't do that.
I mean, I feel like I have the opposite problem where I'm so tight, like I'm so like structured, like, and like just within the confines of my set, and like I wish I could just be like in the room. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was that way for a long time.
Yeah.
I hated. I didn't hate it actually. I could crush just a tight 10, a tight 15, and I saw that
There was
was a-
hair on the
so,
microphone.
you know, it's just a little piece of me.
That was a tickle right there.
That's a little Michael Tykel right there. Oh my God, a Tykel follicle, a follicle.
Follicle.
A follicle. I used to be so tight on like my sets that I would think about that too, because I knew I could be what I am on stage now, like the looseness of it, and
Yeah.
like being in the moment, because I think that there's real value in
Of
being in the
course.
room.
And a lot of shows call for that. You know,
100%.
Yeah.
They require you to abandon the set.
they're
entirely.
begging for you to address the fact that you're in a room with them. You know, like
I think you do that really well too. Like your first minute could be something that really just addresses what the energy of the room is.
Yeah, but that's very conscious because I've like had to be like, okay, you need to be like an actual person in the room with them.
People
like,
can't do. A lot of people don't do that at
Yeah.
all, though.
Yeah.
I think that's. I've always enjoyed that when you do stuff like that, because I think that there's like we'll watch sets. A lot of times we're on shows with like sometimes 10 people all
Mhm.
doing like 8 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
And you'll watch the first 4, and it's like nobody's cracked this room.
Yeah.
And it's really the fact that nobody's addressed the energy of the room.
Of course. Yeah. They want to be a part of the show in a way. Like they want to feel like it's a unique thing, not just that you're like pressing play on like your recorded set. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's like we're all here in this
Yeah.
small, weird room in like
Yeah.
the east side of LA. Like, can you just talk about this a
Yeah.
little bit, and then I'll laugh at everything.
Totally.
It's funny watching all that shit. But I definitely like now I'm like loose on stage, probably more so than I've ever been. And I think the next thing I want to do is really weave it in and out. And I do a good job on that on my headlining sets. You get the 50 minutes, you get the hour to
Yeah.
like do this and then do the joke. And like
Yeah.
when it weaves in and out,
I love
the
those sets.
It's
and
the best.
You actually access the comedian that you're supposed to be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You're
Like,
just you.
You can't get there in 10 minutes.
No.
You know?
Oh, dude, that's what we just both last night did 3 minutes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you were on last night, right?
I did, yeah. I went up early, and then I wasn't in the room, so I missed your set.
Fun again, right?
Yeah.
On the 3 minutes though, so there's a thing in LA called the potluck. Also, like a lot of things in LA are 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of opportunities that you need to achieve are
you
unlocked.
You have to be able to crush in 3 minutes.
You have to
in the city.
And you know what? I used to really disagree with it, but I understand. Like, if you can't crush in 3 minutes, then what are we talking about?
Right. Also, just the sheer numbers of people that want to go on stage.
Right.
It's like,
it's a time constraint thing.
if it's 3 minutes, it's genuinely the city being like, okay, let's get everybody up. You know.
Yes. And see who can change. But
Yeah.
if you see 10 people do 3 minutes, one of those people you're gonna be like,
Like,
oh,
yeah.
I see what's going on here.
Right.
And so on Mondays we do that, and I did 3 minutes last night.
That was a hot crowd last night.
It was a great crowd. Yeah, I was like one of the last ones to do.
Oh,
me and
nice.
Falzone closed out the
cool.
first portion, and super fun. But I feel like in my 3 minutes now, I'm as loose as I feel free within the 3 minutes.
Were you talking to the crowd?
Yeah, I got up there. There was there was an Asian broad, a brown chick, and something else, and I said,
"That's perfect for the tyke."
Yeah, the tyke's coming through. You guys, you heard of the tickle monster? How about the tyke monster?
Give me 3 different races, 2 different genders, and we're good.
I said, you guys are a black dude away from a Power Rangers reboot. Just get them going.
That's
great. And but I'm able to do that while also like getting into my joke too.
Yeah, of course.
Because I used to be like really rigid on there.
Yeah.
The 3 minutes, you're like.
Well, yeah, I think I can do both of like the crowd work, interacting with the crowd, and the jokes. But like those are almost two different personas for me. So I sometimes have a hard time weaving in and out because it's like I'm doing like almost 2 different things. But like, yeah, your material is like launched by your crowd work sometimes, or like you get into it so smoothly.
I agree, and it is interesting trying to. I also think sometimes then when I'm doing a longer set or a longer bit, I should say, and I'm really in it, then I lose that, and I'm like too rigid, and the crowd sometimes is like, who's this guy?
They want you to go back.
It's like, what are you, a comic now?
Yeah,
it's like, I've been a comic the whole time.
Yeah,
you just,
hard.
it's like a magic trick. Like
It's
they actually
masterful.
don't know that I'm.
Yeah.
All my jokes are very like unassuming when they pop up.
Yeah,
on them,
I feel like Jeffrey Asmus is probably the best at that.
He's so
both.
Yes, because I think he. I agree completely. Because it never does feel like a joke.
No, it's always the same character the whole time, and like, not even that it is a character, but it's the same guy telling the jokes and talking to the crowd.
Yeah, I agree.
The voice is fucking there.
Yes, that is true. He never loses that. Also, Sam Talon is always riffing.
Yeah,
because you never know when it's a written thing or when it's like.
And then that's the brilliance of it, because the crowd will leave, be like, that guy was just in the moment. Like,
I know.
Does he even write jokes? And it's like, oh, I've been working on those jokes for like 5 years. But
Dude, I've had people. It's such a loose set that they come to the late show, and then they see they lose the magic trick of it. Like it's like,
oh, of course,
it's like for sure. There's moments that you'll never recreate in every show. At least I try to make that a thing. But like, if you see it back to back, you'll be like, oh, he did that line on that.
Exactly, yeah.
It's I kind of call them like back pocket things where it's like,
right. You always got it.
Yeah, it's like, this is a situation that I've seen multiple times before. This is going to be the funniest thing to say in this situation.
Yeah, it's not the first time you saw Asian, white, and black guy.
I've referenced the Power Rangers before. But yeah, that's fun. Deep comedy stuff. But mushrooms help you get there.
Yeah, I got to do I think I'm due for a mushroom trip. I'm going. My girl's taking me. It's my 30th on Thursday, and tomorrow she's taking me somewhere overnight, and I'm hoping she's bringing some mushrooms.
But she's bringing that pussy.
She likes mushrooms.
Come on now, sweetheart.
The pussy goes everywhere.
Oh, does it? It travels? Really?
I've never seen her without that pussy.
Really? That's dope, dude. It's travel kit?
Yeah. It's a travel kit, dude.
It's a dop kit?
Yeah. She said, what should I bring? Bring the pussy.
Yeah, well, toothbrush also, but definitely the pussy.
Pussy brush.
So that's it. Yeah, it was your birthday this past. Oh no, wait, it's your birthday this week, but
Thursday.
you did the.
We did my party. Was that not a great party?
It was a good hang. I think there was a separation that I missed out on. I stayed at the fire pit.
Bad for you guys.
I stayed at the fire pit,
but there was good vibes both places.
Yeah,
I was floating.
No, I would have removed myself if it was a bad conversation.
Right. Yeah. You were.
I was talking with what's his name,
Jordan.
Yeah,
he's a good kid.
And he's a good kid.
He's a good
new
kid.
to town.
Yeah, he's got a Don't Tell set coming up this year.
We're excited for him.
Yeah, it's big.
I'm pumped for him. Good
it's
dude.
Big.
But we were talking because me and my girlfriend have been here. She's lived here for like a year, and then I'm here 3 years. But they're new. Like they just moved here.
Yeah, they just moved.
So we did the LA thing where we're like, dude, hit these 5 restaurants.
Yes.
Do you like Thai food? Well, I shouldn't have said hit these 5, but like the one that I always say to people, you should actually know this too, is Love to Eat. It sounds like the corniest spot in the world.
With
it's
the number
literally
2.
LUV 2 eat.
But it's good.
Fucking yes.
Yeah. What kind
It's,
of Asian is it?
Thai.
Okay.
And it's so fucking good.
the only Asian people got names like that. In the restaurant.
Dude, honestly, it's like the corniest thing in the world. It's very unassuming. It's a classic LA like strip mall,
Yeah.
grimy little thing
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Hollywood. But they looked it up too, and they're like within walking distance.
Oh,
And I was like,
nice.
you guys are gonna
Perfect.
love it.
Yeah.
They got some drunken noodles that'll fuck you
Yeah.
up. Some sticky rice you'll think
Yeah.
about.
What Dong Ha is the Korean
Excuse
place.
me?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
There's
What'd
a
you call
Korean
me?
spot. I think it's called Dong Ha.
Michael Tycho.
But that's mine.
In Koreatown.
It's in Koreatown, yeah. And it's got all
Um,
the graffiti inside.
really? I've never been
Dong
there.
Fa, I think.
I should definitely write that down. I do Louders in K-Town.
Okay, cool.
That's
Louders.
fucking good because you can go in there. There's a spot literally you can pull up. You can get tacos that are fire. You can get street corn. You can also get Korean fried chicken.
Okay, nice.
And then you can get like these noodles that are like just
Louders?
yeah, Louders.
Louders.
Korean barbecue. There's some shit they do where they'll blowtorch the cheese.
Yeah, I love that.
Worst thing on the menu, but
Yeah.
if you want the IG to pop, go get it.
Oh, get the blowtorch?
Yeah, get the
okay,
blowtorch
nice,
going.
nice. Yeah. I'm doing home cooking though recently, just cooking for myself.
Yeah, what's your go-to stuff?
Dude, I've been getting really into kale. Cause
Yeah, you said this. You started massaging the kale.
so not a lot of. This is something that I've learned.
You're getting a lot of insight here. How to approach long hair
Yeah.
and kale.
You got to massage the kale. I didn't know that. I thought just kale was the worst thing in the world unless I got it at a restaurant.
Yeah.
But if you massage the kale, it breaks it down, and then it's just much more manageable. And you remove the stems. So
I'm out on kale.
Dude, just massage it, bro. I'm
Really?
telling you. Kale, sweet potatoes, chicken breast, and then candied pecans.
It was just like a salad deal?
Yes, and you
And
mix
you
it all
mix
up
it all
in a
up?
bowl. I just go because we were just talking about this the other night, but I'm a weight fluctuator, so like
Yes.
I gotta reel it in sometimes, and like if I just eat right for like a week or two, like I get back to where I want to be.
That's important.
Yeah.
You do physical stuff too?
No, dude, I'm so lazy.
Do you wrestle?
Wrestle?
I'm kidding.
We're about to pull out the mat.
Yeah. No, do you wrestle?
Dude, I used to skateboard all the time.
Oh,
and
really?
then I got fucked up at the beginning of
Phys-
summer. I
physically?
broke my foot. You remember I was in the
Oh,
boot
yeah. That was from that.
from skating. Yeah.
It's tough when you're like about to be 30 and you broke your foot from
Dude,
skateboarding.
Yeah, it's not a good look. And skateboarding in LA is very hard because the skate parks are very like in high intensity. So like you have to like jump on stuff. It's not like cruising situation. And then so I broke my foot, and then I was doing like a bunch of sit-ups and pull-ups, and like I think I want to swim. Because swimming's like a full body thing. That's not
Swimming's a good workout.
You
have not swam before, though. You
don't wanna learn how
you
to
just
swim.
got eyes on it. You watched Dakota Fanning in Training Day.
Yeah.
Again, not a reference
Yeah.
you would know.
No,
but yeah.
I like to swim. Like
Yeah.
I like swimming, but I don't do it for exercise. But I think that's a good.
Swimming is good.
start. Right now, I just walk a lot.
Walking is good. I run and walk.
I think walking is the best thing for your body.
Walking is good because you can clear your mind.
Yes,
you
totally.
you can listen to something. You can
Yeah.
not listen to
I
something.
like bringing the notebook and like writing while I walk.
Really?
Yeah. I
Can
bring
you
a little
walk and
notebook.
write?
Well, I sit
Or you
down
sit?
and then I walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I walk around the lake near my house and there's benches everywhere.
Oh, you do the Echo Park Lake. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right there.
Right there.
That's nice.
Incredible.
That's a better lake. The Silver Lake is
It's
a little
less
too big.
welcoming. There's a barbed wire around it, and like,
At the Silver Lake one.
yeah, because that's a
I agree.
reservoir.
Yeah.
Are we drinking that water?
Dude, I don't know what water we're drinking.
I
dude.
mean, neither. I've
You ever
never-
thought about the
don't-
trust in which we give to the
Yeah,
government for just
I don't
water?
question it enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, other countries you get sick from drinking the water, and
100%.
we've ever gotten.
I've been to you lived in Africa for a little bit?
Yeah.
That's nice. Dude.
Yeah. No tap water there.
yeah.
you can't.
How'd
No
you get the
trust.
water?
It's all bottled, I think, or like
Really?
yeah, filtered.
What? Yeah, because your background is interesting. So you said that you didn't live in America for a long time. So Africa was one of a few places you lived.
Yeah, so when I was 3, we moved to Bangkok, Thailand, and then when I was 6, we moved to Cairo, Egypt, and then when I was 9, I moved to Nairobi, Kenya, and then when I was 12, I moved back to the States. I moved to Berkeley, California.
So rank them.
Ooh. Well, I've been back to Thailand since, and I think
Couldn't get enough of those lady boys. Huh? Come on now.
They're there. They're
I
there.
know.
They're cute too. They're cuter than most American women. Is
Oh,
Thai ladyboys.
100%.
And are we allowed to say ladyboy? I think that's what they go by.
I think, yeah. I don't know. I've seen it on TikTok, so I think
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay. And but Thailand is an incredible city, huge, expansive, and like really fun to just like traverse around. Everything's cheap, and so like Thailand might be my number one. Africa is kind of an intimidating place to travel.
Yeah.
It's just like so. It's just such like a mystery to me, and
Because you lived there for how long?
I lived there for 6 years, but when I was in Nairobi, it was I was very much like in an enclosed, sheltered space,
Right.
And like went to like a private school, so like I didn't really get that whole experience, you know.
Yeah.
And then Cairo was really cool at the time. Like I could walk around as a kid, like around our neighborhood and like our little area. I'm sure we were in a nice neighborhood, but like I was more mobile. And then, but Cairo has since had like a lot of like political turmoil, so I wouldn't really want to go back there. I think it's fine now, but I wouldn't.
I heard it's not as chill. I don't know.
Not as chill.
Yeah.
This was pre 9/11. And,
what a time.
Yeah, whew, it was a good.
Wasn't
time,
this
dude.
world just humming?
Dude, we were on a good
Oh
thing.
my God! Backstreets
9/11.
were back. In Sync was in sync.
Shit went down. I think I was there for 9/11 actually.
Oh really?
I thought George Bush was in the plane. So
In the plane.
it was panic.
You were freaking out because
Once
our hero was dead.
Once I learned it was 2,000 innocent Americans, I was like,
Yeah,
thank
but
God.
so Bush is good. All right, then we're good, dude. Honestly, if Bush wasn't good, we wouldn't have bounced back as hard. What a guy! He was ready.
Yeah,
They knew it was happening the whole time.
Yeah,
Dude, what was the perspective as American outside of America for 9/11?
I think,
And you were in a pretty Muslim part of the country, right? Or world?
There were certain situations where we were Canadian. I'll say that.
That's hilarious.
But for the most part,
Oh yeah,
we're fine.
9/11, eh? Don't you know?
So yeah, there were. I think my parents were more cognizant of that. I mean, I was like a little kid, so I
How old were you? Yeah, because you were 30,
when I was
right?
there. So the 2001, I
7?
would have been in first grade. So however old that is.
Yeah.
Just
drinking whole milk and shit.
Yeah, 8. I would have been 8 years old.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Good times.
I was
Some tuna
15,
sandwiches.
dude.
Really?
Just fucking like.
What was that day like? For
It
you?
was crazy, dude. It was
Yeah.
like, I remember my buddy's dad was like, "You guys are gonna remember this for the rest of your life," and
Wow.
I was like, "All right, just order the pizza." It's like, I'm
Did
gonna
they
play
wheel
Xbox.
the TVs into your class?
So the weirdest thing in our school was, I don't know, I've never seen other schools have this, but we had these classes that you had corridors, so you were clearly in a classroom, but there was glass. You could see other classrooms. Does that make sense?
Interesting.
So I could see into another
Like
classroom.
pods.
I guess.
Or it was like in succession, like the office spaces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. Like it was halfway up was a wall, and then the majority of it was a glass window, and you could see into other classrooms. So I say that because our teacher didn't wheel a TV in, but through
but
the
next
window
door.
we saw there was the
Whoa.
building, and somebody you saw that, and so you're just seeing it with no context or anything like that.
And
I
is she
remember
trying to teach a lesson and ignore it?
she's cooking with long division. She's
Wha-
just like, yeah, she's like, she's trying to
Crazy.
kind of carry the
That's
twos and shit.
crazy, dude.
And me and my buddy were joking. It was like some idiot ran into the, like, we're kind
Yeah.
of joking about how dumb do you have to be to
Yeah.
run into this huge
Yeah.
building. And so that was
And then
kind
you're
of
like,
the initial-
another idiot?
another dumb person.
The biggest coincidence ever.
Oh my god, I still think it is.
Oh, man.
No, it's and then yeah, that day was crazy. And then
it's really interesting watching videos of it from the ground because, like, and I felt this way with COVID too. Is like it's crazy being in the moment in this situation because you just want so desperately to be in the future and to understand it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because like now we look back at COVID and we're like, yeah, it doesn't transmit outdoors and like it's this dangerous. And,
Sure.
like, this is your risk. But in the moment, like there was at least like a couple months where I was like, oh, I don't want to get this thing. This is deadly or whatever, you know?
I mean,
And like with 9/11, you're watching people on the ground like trying to figure it out in real time. And
crazy.
now we know, Bush did it, but like
Now we know that Bush did 9/11. I have buildings don't fall like that T-shirts for you. You've got my T-shirt here. This is the new merch, but the
Oh
old
my
merch was
God,
buildings don't
dude.
fall like that.
Oh man,
I'm a big. Are you a big conspiracy theory guy?
At the time, my brother was into it. My older brother was into the conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Bush did 9/11. But I think we kind of abandoned that ship pretty soon.
Well, I never. And people always are like, "Oh, Turner thinks that Bush did 9/11." I don't think Bush did 9/11. I just think that there's way more. Like he was aware of what was going on to a degree that is uncomfortable for us to accept. Like Clinton knew that was their plan. That's the weirdest thing is they act like they didn't ever think that a plane would hit a building.
Right.
Literally, there's documents that they know that was their plan. That they were going to have planes.
Now it's like the most textbook terrorist attack you could ever have. I mean, as far as like nailing things, they fucking nailed it.
Did they? I don't know. They could have gotten one more.
That's true.
There was clearly supposed to be a plane that was going to hit Building 7.
Yeah.
Because that thing just fell.
Oh, the other plane. Oh, the other building.
There was a third building that fell that
they
day.
like demolished or whatever.
It just free fell.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they were playing Tom Petty's Free Falling and then it just collapsed. That's where you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
All I ever say is there's more than meets the eye. It's like JFK, we just had passed 60 years since John F. Kennedy was assassinated in front of all of us on TV. Obviously, it wasn't alive, but you know what I'm saying? It was documented. And then they killed the dude that shot him the next day or like 2 days later. They shot him on TV. That was on live TV. That's pretty neat.
It was?
Yeah. They were
I didn't even know
they were transferring him from
he was
jail
assassinated.
to jail.
Yeah,
and he got shot by Jack Ruby. All I ever say about that shit is like there's just we were lied to. Whatever they say happened isn't what happened.
Yeah, we're not tapped in.
We're just not tapped in. And they don't think that we can handle it. The CIA probably killed John F. Kennedy because he didn't want to. He probably wanted to reveal a little bit more truths than they were ready for, and he probably didn't want to go to Vietnam. And they were like, "Well, we need both those things to happen."
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm not tapping them in on my shit.
Yeah,
you know,
well, they're already tapped in.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
they're super tapped in, and you got nothing they're worried about.
My phone.
They're super not worried about you,
dude. I got some heavy shit though. I'm not telling them. Well, I don't speak about it on phone. It's just in here.
No, it's all there. Yeah, you're okay. You're omitting.
I got merch ideas.
You're playing chess. They're playing
about.
checkers. Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I have merch that says "Buildings don't fall like that." I couldn't tell them more about.
They're
my
like,
feelings.
"Oh fuck, he's tapped in."
He's tapped in. Michael Teichle's tapped in. The Teichel tap.
The Teichel tap. Oh my god. Teichels don't fall like that.
Teichels don't tickle.
Wait, is that your actual merch? Buildings don't fall like that?
Yeah.
That's sick.
I know, it's dope. We have a show this week, Sucks at Night, that we did a lot of.
I love
I got
that
to
show,
do a lot
man.
of 9/11
I love that
jokes on
show. Are you doing it still?
So we're in the process. I can't reveal too much, but we're in the process of trying to find the proper appropriate platform to do it again. So we could have some news
the
soon.
Improv Lab, wasn't it?
Well, also I think it needs to probably exist in a grander scale of accessibility. It shouldn't just be one live show that people can see.
Yeah, you could do like YouTube show.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out the right way to do that.
Nice.
So we're in steps of potentially announcing some things here shortly. So
okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be
I'm
fun.
Imagining a green screen.
Very fun show.
It's an incredible show.
Yeah. So
who's that guy you do it with?
Anwar.
He doesn't
Anwar
live
Newton.
here, does he?
No, he's in Phoenix. That's been the most difficult thing to.
Isn't that suck when you just want to get your boys to
I know.
town?
It's tough. Because have
you been trying to convince him to move?
He's got a family, so it's like you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, buildings don't fall like that.
Buildings do not fall like that. Families don't move like that. But that was a show that we used to have a lot of good fun with, the 9/11 stuff. Which is, people always say you shouldn't joke about that. It's like, well,
I had a moment at that show that I think of all the time where I was like, I miss-Asianed Andrea Jin. I called her Korean.
Yes.
She goes from the crowd, I'm Chinese. Or like you had the thing where like, she's Chinese. And I go, if she's not Korean, I'll fucking kill myself.
That was a fun show, actually. I remember.
Really fun. I had a good time there.
I said something crazy about, she did a whole joke about being Canadian.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody in the crowd is just trying to process that you're Canadian right now. It's like, you're clearly Chinese.
Oh, man.
She brought like a whole K-pop group to the thing,
yeah,
too.
I remember that. Yeah. Oh, because her friends were Korean. And I think
that's
that's
true.
where the confusion came
that
from.
was, yeah, that was the only confusion.
It is nice that we have a job where we get to be openly racist.
I know. We definitely hover. Yes, we are able to talk about race in a way that is frowned upon in most work settings, for sure. I also think that I always think it's so weird that people are so like don't act like everybody's different. It's like we're all fucking different.
Yeah.
I'm dating a girl that is Vietnamese, and then also she's just from California, but
Right.
also like her family is
She's cool as hell, by the way.
Yeah, she's dope as fuck,
Yeah.
right? We love her. But like I visit her family a good amount, and we party and shit like that. It's like I'd be a dumbass to be like, these people aren't different than me.
Yeah.
They are different than me. It's fine that they're different,
Totally.
but we can talk about the differences.
Yeah, and also it's not fair to be like, don't talk about the differences when we live in America, which is like founded upon like the differences. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like we've structured it in a way where like different races are like different structurally, and like the power dynamic, and like it's been like that for history, is constantly evolving. So it's ridiculous to be like, no, just ignore that.
No, 100%. And also, understanding the differences makes you accept the differences, because once you see the differences, you're like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I could,
or
do
that it's bullshit.
or
and like,
right. It's crazy stuff. I mean, because like years ago, I would have never invited a Jewish dude on my podcast. But
I would never do a Catholic man's podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But look at us vibing, dude.
Things have changed, man.
What's your big belief on the afterlife? You think it's just an empty tomb?
You know, I like to think that it's just like you go back to whatever was happening before, and if it was
nice.
But
Like we're just visiting.
Yeah, I think we're just visiting, and I think that, you know, your matter gets returned back to the earth one way or another, and like I'd like to think that like whatever matter makes up your consciousness is kind of transferred back to the earth and comes back in another way, and kind of like a reincarnation way.
I think that too. Like I might just be a butterfly next time.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
hopefully.
I think also it's a very
caterpillar.
human thing to view your own consciousness as independent from the rest of the consciousnesses, but I think in reality we're all part of the same consciousness that's like constantly breathing and flowing, and that includes all like living things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think every time you die, I think you're rolling the dice, and it's like you end up one of these things.
Yeah, but that's a scary option though, because like we did a good job this go around. You know what I mean?
Being a human?
Yeah, and especially being a white dude.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't. Oh, that is true. We hit the lottery on being human in the time. It's like, dude, I'm a honky out here, just kind of thriving.
Yeah, I mean, we could have been, you know, in fucking like Palestine. You know, like
sure.
We really did hit a good dice. So like the idea of like it's just a dice roll is very scary to me. And that's when it makes me realize I have it pretty good.
Oh, 100%.
Pretty good.
We're doing fine.
I like the idea that if you're a shitty person, you get a shitty dice roll on the next go.
Yeah, like what? Like a fly?
Yeah, like a shitty animal. Or
what
like,
about a shitty animal that lives a long time? That'd be tough.
Yeah.
A sloth would be tough if you like went from being a pretty fast human.
Yeah.
Like maybe you weren't a track star, but you know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
could burn some people in your day.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're a sloth, and
But it's all relative. The sloth goes fast for itself.
In comparison to sloths.
There's a world record sloth holder that's the fastest sloth.
It's just not documented, but it's out there. There is the fastest sloth, for sure.
Everyone's talking about him in the sloth community.
Dude, they take like 3 days just to get across the tree, bro.
Yeah,
you seen these motherfuckers?
They go really slow.
And they're
really
just to
slow.
mate. Imagine knowing that there's a chick over there, but you got like stay there for 8 hours.
Well, I learned this recently. You know, we're closer in time, in the timeline. We're closer to T-Rexes than T-Rexes are to Stegosauruses.
Bro.
Isn't that crazy?
That's how long dinosaurs were around?
Yeah. That means that if a T-Rex saw a Stegosaurus, it would be like, what the fuck?
Just the same way we would say what the fuck to a T-Rex.
Exactly.
Stegosaurus, was that the one with the things on the back?
Yeah, the stegs.
Stegged up. Don't get stegged up, dog. What's the difference between a steggy and a triceratops?
Triceratops has like a shield for a face.
What's a steggy got?
And the steggy has the spikes on the back.
On the ball.
And the ball on the back, yeah.
What a dope
Arguably
setup.
the sickest one, yeah. Anyways, that's a dino fact for you. Tori,
dino facts are crazy.
Crazy, dude. Crazy.
They were running shit.
They were absolutely running shit.
Honestly, they'd still be just crushing it if it wasn't for that meteor.
I think the meteor really fucked them up.
It's a huge setback.
And it's a conspiracy, too.
Significant
Rocks do not fall that way.
Rocks
do not fall like that.
Give me the documents, dude. You got some YouTube links? I'll dive in.
G. Bush was behind that one.
Bush, dude. He's my favorite president because he wasn't even trying to be president.
Yeah.
He actively tried to, like, he was like, dude, I'm doing cocaine. I don't want to go to the fucking ROTC. And they're like, you're going to be president.
He's hard to hate because he's got a beautiful soul.
Well, he also is a painter now. You know that?
I know.
He does the reverse Hitler.
I know. I was trying to do a joke about it, where it was actually tied in with my 9/11 thing, because I had a line about 9/11, how Gen Z people missed it or whatever, and that's why they're gay. And then,
Oh yeah.
and then I go, I don't even understand 9/11. I thought George Bush died, and thank God he didn't, because boy is he good at art. That was my whole thing.
That's fun.
Yeah, not enough people really got the reference.
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
That's my, if
But he's a
I'm
painter.
cracking up.
He is
He's a painter. Yeah, he does a lot of good portraits.
Him and Arnold Schwarzenegger, as far as politics go, they've had the best, done the best job of having a life outside of politics.
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger had the craziest life before politics.
Totally, yeah.
So he just tapped back in.
Yeah, he just went right back. But
Yeah.
like Barack, what's Barack doing?
I don't know. I
He's
just was in
pretending to-
Hawaii. I drove by his house.
Really?
But I don't think he lives there. It's
Yeah.
just a house.
Yeah. What island?
Huh?
Where is it in Hawaii?
It's
What
in
island?
by Waikiki. You drive
Nice.
by it, and I think he's got a couple houses.
Definitely.
He definitely has some multiple homes.
Well, because after you're president, you can just give speeches a couple times a year and make millions.
You're
doing
just
that.
coasting, yeah.
Mhm.
And it doesn't really matter what you say in those.
And you have Secret Service detail for the rest of your life, it seems like.
Also, he's really tight with George W. Bush now.
They're homies.
They're like homies,
That
which
was
I
the
love
biggest, that. Yeah, but that was the biggest veil lift of like, they're on the same team. We're just being,
know.
they're pitting themselves against
100%. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh, these guys know the
Yeah.
same stuff.
Totally.
They know about these aliens that are time travelers.
Yeah, dude.
They know that we're tapped in.
So has there been aliens recently? It's on
Yeah,
your
so
mind.
like, oh yeah, UFOs are like,
They're fully out there.
yeah, we're finally just being told
Yeah.
that like, yo, we lied to you
But
for a
your
long time.
theory is that they're not actually aliens; they're just time traveling humans.
So no, now I'm diving into like, there's some stuff that came out recently where it feels like they're gonna reveal. It feels like they're giving us breadcrumbs to a big reveal about what this potential relationship is with aliens.
The season finale.
Like we as a government have potentially been in communication with people
Oh, interesting.
or with
beings.
beings
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And so it's kind of like you'll watch some videos where, as crazy as it is to credit this dude, but like Tucker Carlson has been very big
Oh,
on
really?
on what could potentially be coming out in the
Yeah.
next like, but also like the information that he's getting. He's like, I'm terrified to even tell my wife.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm like, ooh, that gives me chills. So then I'm like, then I find things like that, and I'm like, I'm diving deeper in, and it was something about. Yeah, I don't even know if we should. We might get this banned from YouTube.
The lights go out.
Meanwhile, I found it on Twitter. Like, how am I breaking anything? Signing off. Well, I guess I've been deep on it because there's like the movie I watched, Leave It All Behind, or Leave the World Behind.
Oh, is that good?
It's concerning. You just watch it and you're like, damn, this
It's on
could
Netflix,
probably
right?
happen. It's on Netflix.
It's
and
like Bird Box.
It's probably different. You know what? I never watched Bird Box, but I think
I know it's the same actor, right?
Who, Mahashara
Who's the
or
lady?
Sandra Bullock or who? No, it's Julia Roberts.
Julia
in this.
Roberts, I think.
So you just see all white women the same.
Oh,
and that's
because was
fine.
it Sandra Bullock in Bird Box?
Mhm.
Oh,
Just
okay.
it's a completely different dynamic.
Yeah.
One's aged a little
I
bit
can only
better.
differentiate other races.
Yeah, for sure. But
I'm a reverse racist.
But I watched that, and it's like about the cyber attack that kind of attacks the world and turns into this chaotic, like post-apocalyptic
And
thing.
all the
potentially.
ships and cars are like crashing and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
because it's a cyber attack, so all the GPSs are out of whack and all
Wow.
that shit. So then I go deep dive on like that crazy stuff, and then what happens is when you look up a couple things, then Twitter or X or whatever. Now my whole feed is
Now
just
they
like,
know what you like.
yo, dog,
Yeah.
you like
The
you think
internet
that
is
was-
getting so good at giving you what you like to see.
dude, it knows me a little too well.
My
Because I'm
Tik-
like,
my-
I love
my-
this stuff.
My TikTok is people being jerks to cops. Just like
Oh, really?
not really
I
going.
hate that.
Not really. You don't like that?
I hate when they're just disrespectful to a degree where it's like, bro, he's just doing his job.
Oh
at this
man,
point.
I love it. Though.
Like
I
kids,
love it.
or what is it? Like what?
So it's a lot of dudes, adult men,
Yeah.
who go. They get pulled over, and then because apparently you don't have to answer questions. When you talk to a cop, they can ask questions, but you don't have to answer. You have
Okay.
to give them your license, registration, or comply with lawful orders, but you can just not answer the questions. It's really funny, just the idea of being like, I don't answer questions, and they just keep asking you, and then eventually they just get frustrated and leave. And like my thing is like whenever I'm getting pulled over, it's usually because I got a taillight out or like my mirror's busted or some
Yeah,
shit.
we're white.
And like, why would I be an asshole and get a ticket, whereas I can hopefully get off with a warning?
Yeah.
But then my other thinking is like, well, one day I'm gonna get pulled over drunk, And if I don't have the practice of like being like I don't answer questions.
Yeah.
So like you gotta get those.
Have
reps
you been
in.
pulled over with the no questions?
No,
thing?
I've never done it. I've been afraid.
You're
I've been
pumped to do
afraid.
it though?
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
So I don't mind those. I've seen videos where people go up to dudes, like cops just standing on the street, and they're very like just disrespectful to them.
Of course, yeah.
Or you're just like, it's usually like 17-year-olds trying to pop on TikTok.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, we don't.
It's all not a great look.
I hate those motherfuckers that do like. I hate prank videos because
yeah.
I'm usually just like, dude, this dude's gonna get
Horrible.
fucking shot one day.
Horrible.
Like dudes that go. I remember there was a popular one back in the day that this dude would just go and scuff up these dudes' J's in the hood.
Oh yeah, it's
and
insane.
I'm like, bro,
it's insane.
I hope. Honestly, the thing is,
People do get shot.
I
doing
hope
that
that dude dies.
Yeah.
That's not how society works.
There's
like,
a video of a guy getting shot inside of a mall because he's fucking with a delivery driver or delivery guy. And
It's
the
crazy.
dude just shoots him, which is also not okay. But it's like, yeah, you're
Nothing's okay.
starting
You
twice.
started this shit, dude. Prank
It's
videos are
100%.
always. I'm always just like, dude. The level in which your life is going, where you think that's the move,
Yeah.
to document yourself fucking with people and ruining their day.
Yeah, it's not great.
I saw. Oh yeah, there's just horrible stuff.
I got prank videos on YouTube from when I was a kid.
You did them?
Yeah, I would do prank calls, and then one of our
Prank
other
calls are fun.
big hits was my buddy Robbie, who lived down the street with me, and he's just a little like more daring than me. And, like my thing is like I like to find my friends who are willing to do shit like this, like talk to strangers, so I can just like dare them to do things and then live vicariously through them.
Okay,
you know, like
you're an enabler.
an example is my I was at a casino with my friend Ian, and I dared him to go up to like one of those like addicted slot machine people who just like zombie pull the slot, you know what I'm talking about, and go up and interrupt and be like, "Excuse me, do you work here?" And just for that, like,
that's funny.
Quick interaction.
It's just
Yeah, and then he goes and does it, and he's like, "All right, now your turn." I'm like, "Absolutely
no,
not."
no, I'm out. That's very funny.
So I had my buddy Robbie pull a folding chair into the middle of the seat. He had a box of cereal, milk, and a bowl, and he pours himself cereal, and he's in the middle of a busy ass street just eating cereal. And we're like,
In what city is this?
This is in Berkeley, but a big,
my God.
Big busy, the main
Yeah,
street
yeah.
in Berkeley, and just fucking like cars are honking. This old lady like drags him out of the street, like just like seriously risking his life.
Did you videotape this?
Yeah, we filmed it. It's on
okay.
YouTube.
Oh,
I'll
nice.
send it to you
Did
later.
it pop?
You could input it right here.
Yeah. Did it pop off?
No, not at all. Not at all.
The risk
It's
reward.
probably still to this day 800 views. It's like 15 years ago.
That's funny.
But it was a sick one, dude. It was
Well,
a
you
sick
do
one.
not prank stuff as much, but you are a graffiti guy.
Yeah, I did the sketches for a long time, and
Okay.
it's been hard. It's really hard to focus on stand up, and like what I've noticed is our peers who are great sketch artists.
Yeah.
they're focused on that. And
We brought it up before we started recording, but I used to live with Trevor Wallace.
oh yeah,
I'm always amazed at his brain being able to.
yeah.
He focuses on all the
He's
jokes.
he's prolific.
He's
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
But to
he's
your
a rare
point, yeah,
case.
it's hard to do both. Is that what you're saying? Like,
Yeah, I think that I mean it's just its own art form. So many stand-ups are like, oh, I'll just do sketches online. It's like, oh dude, you're not good at this. Like,
Yeah.
you're funny at it doesn't transfer over.
Yeah.
But I used to do sketch before stand-up. So
Oh, okay.
I would make videos and stuff, and then once I got really serious about stand-up, I was also in a band, like everything else kind of dropped off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hold myself to a really high standard, and like I want my sketches to be at the same standard as my stand-up.
yeah.
So I have a hard time putting out sketches now because they're just not as good.
Yeah,
which
no, I
is-
agree with that. I definitely don't ever want to half-ass anything. And the
Yeah.
sketches really need to be.
Yeah, but I mean, in the content world that we're in, you have to half-ass. You just have to put stuff out.
I know.
It's more important to put stuff out.
I forget if I was talking to you this last night or not, but like, yeah, just I had a thing where I was like, I look like this dude that plays for the Raiders, this quarterback.
Okay.
There's an image of
Oh
him.
yeah, I think
and
I
the
saw you
people were-
post something
yeah.
about that.
And I posted it on my thing, and it got a lot of interaction. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just turn it into a video of me talking over it, and turned it into a
Yeah.
little thing that I'll post on my grid. And it's like, sometimes that's as easy as it is. You're like, it's an idea where I wouldn't have in the past turned that into a video on the grid, so
Yeah.
to speak, or like a formal video.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I was like, I guess that's what we do now.
That's what we
you
do
turn
now,
it
yeah.
into something that people clearly are engaging with this.
yeah,
And
and the benefit to that the culture of the content stuff is like it doesn't have to be as high quality to like get people's attention.
Yes.
It's just because we see so much that like the quality has gone down, but like it's still if there's a good idea there, like we will allow it.
Make it engaging, make it punchy. I always want to be funny.
Yeah.
Express my sense of humor through these different avenues.
Totally.
That's been a thing that I've been trying to focus on too. Like I do a lot of but walking, face fronting videos.
Yeah.
I used to be like, I appreciate that. And the thing is, like, dude, I'll show you on my fucking phone. Like, there's like literally 40 videos that didn't make it.
Yeah, of
But
course.
then you get the one where you're like, all right, that's it. I nailed it.
Yeah,
Because I do it all in one take. And but I wouldn't have done that in the past, but like sometimes I'm like, that gets some of the most engagement I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
People really attach themselves to it. They look forward to it. So it's like trying to open myself up to it's just not stand up on social media anymore. It's crazy.
I hate
it's so crazy.
I hate just putting stand up clips out. It's so boring and like overdone at this point.
It's
you got to have something that's a little different or a good twist, or it's just got to be a really good joke.
Or just expressing yourself in a way where people are like, yo, this is who you are.
Yeah.
Just any way that you can.
Well, that's what's so great about your interviews at the games is it's like it's so authentically you that like just seeing someone be truly themselves and like just like nailing themselves is like really a relief and fun to watch.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Even as somebody who doesn't relate to like sports or like I couldn't care less about the Bengals, I still want to see you be yourself with these Bengals fans.
Just
you know,
fuck with people.
You're watching somebody thrive and like finding themselves.
Well,
you know?
I appreciate that because I do think there's so many people that do what I do in the tailgates and stuff. I'll go to these tailgates and I'll see like 5 different people.
You
like,
ever interview them?
No, those are weird because they're like trying to. The angle that they take is like chill, like you're clearly trying to get your own platform off or whatever. Yeah. But like I ran into a Barstool dude in Jacksonville.
Oh,
Barstool is a huge platform, obviously. And I went up to him. I was just like, "Yo," he was like, "Oh, I respect the grind, bro."
Yeah.
And we've kind of crossed paths here and there.
He knew who you are.
He didn't know who I was, but
he knew you were grinding.
Yeah, he saw what I was doing, right? He knew I was grinding. Is that Michael Tycho?
Michael Tycho.
And but either way, what I know is sometimes you can see that and be like, everybody's doing what I'm doing. What the fuck am I doing? I'm just following. But to your point, what I try to do is like it's different. It's a little bit different. I'm talking shit in my own way.
There's only one you.
Exactly. You know? And tapping into ourselves is the key to it all. Like that's the key to artistry every which way, whether you're doing music, whether you're doing acting, whatever. Acting, obviously you're trying to be somebody else, but Denzel Washington is Denzel Washington.
Right.
Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Like they've tapped into this different level.
And there's a lot of people doing what you're doing who are trying to emulate someone else. Like I think everyone's a lot of people are trying to emulate like old, like All Gas No Brakes. Like you see so many like photocopies of that dude, you know? And it's like but you're not him.
No, like, don't try to ever
find
be
your
him.
own thing.
Yeah, it's frustrating sometimes when people like try to compare me to somebody else, because I'm like, damn, that's the last thing I ever want anybody to say, because I've tried so hard to not be that.
Yeah. Who do you get?
I get Danny McBride sometimes,
but that's just on a physical level.
I think it's my energy on stage sometimes too.
I mean, I definitely, before I knew you, I thought, man, this guy looks a lot like Danny McBride.
Yes, it's definitely the look.
Yeah,
and
then now that I know you, I don't feel that way.
And then I appreciate that. And then I get Shane a lot too, Gillis.
Oh, really?
But I'm like, I don't know. We're just white dudes talking about being white to a degree.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'm a little different.
Yeah, totally.
I actually don't see it sometimes.
Yeah, I don't see that at all.
It gets frustrating because then it's like, damn, I know he's worked his ass off to be him. I worked my ass off to be me. And then I get, what's the other one? Those two are the biggest ones on my TikTok and my Instagram.
Yeah,
though.
I get a YouTuber that I don't know named Jerma.
Really?
Yeah, all TikTok is just like, this guy's Jerma.
Really? Have you looked into him?
I mean, just like a guy. That's the thing. Like, you get, like, you don't necessarily look like these people. You just have, like, a similar, like, we have similar, I think, hair color and, like, waviness, you know? Like, that's all it is. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, hopefully he's cool. Because I will say, like, being compared to anybody, if I'm compared to Danny and Shane, as I know him, Danny McBride and Shane Gillis, like, those are two pretty good dudes to be compared to, right? It's like,
and, I mean, they're just in the zeitgeist, and also it's not really like a comment is a comment, and you know, it's gonna help you
Yeah,
performance online.
fucking
Yeah,
go
get
in there,
those
talk shit
comments,
about
yeah.
my mother.
Yeah.
It's gonna get the algo going,
Yeah,
baby.
totally.
Oh, some of my biggest videos are me talking. I have a video where I just broke down the war in Yemen, but the comments are literally people correcting,
of course,
how wrong I am and all this stuff. Which,
Yeah.
like, obviously,
it's good to be wrong.
yeah,
really
it
good
is.
to be wrong.
It's good to provide misinformation.
Yeah,
on
or provide a space for people to argue is huge. The best thing you do to your friends online is start an argument in the comments, because
yeah.
my friends will do jokes like a race joke or something, and or about white people, and I'll be like, "This is racist towards white people," and
then the comments
like
just pop
50
off.
responses. Yeah, because people are
That's like the big. They want comments.
yeah, totally.
The algo,
That's
dude.
what pushes it, dude.
We're just chasing this algo, dude.
The comments are gonna be hot on this one.
Oh, dude. Hopefully, I think we're gonna crush the algo on this.
Hot on this
YouTube.
one,
I
dude.
think we're gonna get more views than that dude eating cereal in Berkeley.
It wouldn't
So
be hard to get.
we
past
could just
that.
do that. Comment how racist we were throughout the
Yeah.
whole thing.
You know what
let
I'm
us
saying?
know. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Orion Levine.
Let's go Levine on this one.
Levine.
I'm gonna start going hybrid. No, I'm Levine for this show. Yeah, same spelling.
What's your at?
It's at orion.levine on Instagram
yeah.
and TikTok and stuff.
Super funny, dude. Go
Yep.
see. Are you touring right now? Or are you just
not really. I'll be in Seattle in January. Get on my mailing list on my website orionlevine.com, and I'll let you know when I'm coming to your town.
one of my favorites right here? And you got a
Yeah.
Don't Tell special too. You guys
Got a
can
Don't
check
Tell
out as
special.
well.
It's out there.
A couple of Don't Tell boys right here.
Yeah. Big
But yeah,
love.
appreciate you so much. Obviously, if you're following me, come through to the show. This weekend I'm in Pittsburgh. Next weekend I'm in Kansas City. And then I'll be getting some 2024 dates up soon. So
Hell yeah, dude.
TurnerComedy.com. Go get the shirt too. Look how great it looks on Orion. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, bro. People are going to talk about it, dude.
All right.
Appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'll
Yeah,
talk to you guys soon. Hooday, baby. Let's
Is that
go.
your sign off?
What?
Hooday, baby?
Hooday, baby. Yeah, do you know what that is?
No, but I'll say it with
It's
you.
what the Bengals fans
right,
scream. Yeah, you want it? Hey.
Hooday, baby.
Hooday, baby.
Hooday, baby.
Hooday!